Thank you. My name is Telisha Tausinga. I'm a third-year medical student here at the University of Utah. And this was a study that took place during the 2020-2021 application cycle. As we all know, that is when the pandemic was alive and well, and there was a travel ban instituted for students matching into residency. So really the study was to look and see what impact that had on fourth-year students, if any, and what does that look like for implications in the future. So this was an anonymous survey, voluntary. We had about a 25 completion rate for the overall class of 125. And it was really a mixture of free responses as well as some yes or no and Likert scale responses. And it was some very interesting results. So it did show there were some significant impacts during this whole process, not as I would have imagined as a student's perspective myself. So 75% of students felt that the inability to complete away rotations or sub-internships actually did not impact their decision to apply to the specialty they ultimately chose, as well as most did not report that that lack of away rotation even impacted their preparedness for residency. Although this was given in the first 6 months of residency, so we are interested in looking at like follow-up surveys or to do a pre and post in the future to investigate that further. As far as the match satisfaction, students applied to more programs than if interviews would have been in person. And this is actually corroborated since the 2020 cycle. There's been a steadily increase of number of schools. We had someone apply over 100 schools for their residency application. More than 50% of students felt that they did not receive adequate representation of programs, which also makes sense from a student's perspective. I thought it was interesting, only about 6 students actually had gone to see their program before even going in person and matriculating. And so that is something definitely we would like to investigate further. As far as diversity goes, so diversity within programs influenced 75% of students when it came to applying to their programs. And something interesting with this is 50% felt that monetary concerns would have influenced their application a lot more if it were in person. And so especially folks who are from lower socioeconomic statuses don't have as much financial support. This definitely has implications as far as ability to apply. And most students at the end of the day would have still applied to the programs they did. And overall, looking at the match results, over half got into their first choice and many got into their top 5 choices. And so this is just one of many potential surveys we can do. As mentioned earlier, I think it would be really interesting to look at folks in like Tyler's year and my year as we move forward, where there's more of this hybrid model going on. So some schools are still just doing virtual, others are kind of integrating an in-person component. So this is something that's very much developing, and we would like to do further surveys with pre and post like preparedness for our residents in the future. Thank you.